way my first live stream for earlier today ended. So I thought it would be a good idea to make it up to you by reading a little excerpt from one of my stories I'd written. The story I'm going to be reading from is called I Want Some Comfort for My Birthday, and I'd been working on this story for a while, and I'd upload it on my birthday a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to read all of it because that's probably going to take a while. So I'm just going to read you one of my personal favorite parts of the story. So here goes. I've got a secret. I just had to let you know. I've got a secret. There's a place you need to go. Sorry, my voice cracked a little. Let me try again. I've got a secret. I just had to let you know. I've got a secret. There's a place you need to go. Sorry. Okay, I'll just skip that part. Sonic and... No! I'm sorry. I'm kind of messing up. I'm going to skip the I got a secret part and go to the part after that. SpongeBob and Tootie were singing cheerfully to themselves as they made their way through the multimedia mall. The two of them had received Unikitty's message that they would relocate Lumpy's party to his house, and luckily, Unikitty hadn't told them the unfortunate news regarding why. In response, Tootie had called her parents to remind them that she would be at her friend's house for the party, rather than Unikitty's castle. Both her mom and her father understood, wishing her a good time. And now she and SpongeBob were exploring the mall, looking for things that Lumpy might want for his birthday. That being said, a familiar male voice sounded through the air, and they stopped as soon as it reached their ears. "Hey guys, over here!" With a curious look on their faces, SpongeBob and Tootie turned their heads this way and that, trying to find where the voice had come from. "Hey, who was that?" Tootie asked. "I don't know. Kind of sounded like..." Before SpongeBob could finish his sentence, however, he saw who else was at the mall with them, and he gave an excited gasp as his eyes lit up. "Sonic the Hedgehog!" Tootie looked where SpongeBob had looked, and a big smile of excitement appeared on her face. Indeed, Sonic the Hedgehog, his modern incarnation with his design carried over from at least Sonic X, had been standing at a table close to the food court and waving to them. "Oh my gosh!" Tootie squealed a bit, also excited, as she brought her trembling fists up to her face. Oh wait, maybe I didn't say that right. "Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!" Tootie squealed a bit, also excited, as she brought her trembling fists up to her face. A moment later, however, she quickly acknowledged her little reaction, almost immediately calming down. Well, as much as any fan of Sonic could calm down upon finding the opportunity to meet him in person, as she lowered her hands. "Wow, that was an Amy Rose moment if I ever had one." With that, SpongeBob and Tootie made their way over to Sonic, stopping once they'd gotten close enough to him. "What up, guys?" Sonic greeted them. "Hey, Sonic," SpongeBob replied. "Hi, Sonic. It's so good to see you," said Tootie. Sorry, Tails isn't in this story. "It's cool to see you, too," replied Sonic. "Aren't you friends with that Lumpy guy?" "As a matter of fact, we are," Tootie said. "We were just going to buy him some gifts for his birthday today." "Though we haven't really decided where we're going to stop first," SpongeBob commented. "This mall is huge." Sonic chuckled a bit. "Yeah, I know how that feels. Like, one time I wanted to buy my friend Tails a really cool present the day before his birthday, but I think I spent more time running around all the different stores and seeing what they had than actually buying that thing once I found it." Tootie giggled a bit. "Oh, and that reminds me. How's Tails?" "He's alright, but he's on vacation. He didn't tell me where he went, but he told me he's having a great time and he'll be back in a couple days. That's cool. I hope he's enjoying himself, said SpongeBob. That was when something occurred to Tootie. Hey, Sonic, is it true that one time you and Tails saved Audrey, Dot, and Lotta from those mean boys one time? As a matter of fact, it is, said Sonic. I don't know why those boys were messing with them, but we pretty much gave them a piece of our minds. And even better, we got to introduce ourselves to those girls and became their friends. That is so cool, replied Tootie. Yeah, SpongeBob said in agreement. By the way, Sonic, we were wondering, Tootie asked, how would you like to come with us to Lumpy's birthday party? Maybe you could get to know him better. Sonic's eyes lit up as he smiled from the idea. Are you kidding? I'd have to be crazy not to turn down an offer like that. Well, I'm glad you're interested, SpongeBob reached into his pocket, because we just so happen to have an extra invitation right here. He pulled out said invitation before showing it to Sonic. The invitation, like more or less every other one Unikitty was planning to distribute, read, You're invited on the front, with the inside reading, Come join the fun at Lumpy's birthday party. The fun starts at 12 p.m. today. See you at Lumpy's house. The moment Sonic saw it was the moment he happily took it in his hands. Thanks, guys. My pleasure, Sonic, Tootie replied with a smile. I bet Lumpy's just as excited as you are. Though that might not be saying much considering how excited we... Though that might not be saying much considering how excited we got when we saw you. Gah! Sonic added with a chuckle. My SpongeBob laugh isn't that good, I'm sorry. SpongeBob added with a chuckle. Sonic was about to respond with an agreeing comment of some sort, but then his eyes suddenly widened, and his nose began to twitch for a few seconds. He took a couple of steps back, lowering his eyelids as he did. As SpongeBob and Tootie watched with expressions of curiosity, Sonic's mouth fell open as his breath hitched. He was going to sneeze. Wait, no, that didn't count. Sonic doubled over as he released a sneeze, except it wasn't the kind of sneeze SpongeBob nor Tootie expected at all. They were almost anticipating a louder or more dramatic sneeze, similar to one Lumpy would release. Instead, what they got was the quietest and most gentle sneeze either of them had heard, let alone from this hedgehog. It was so quiet, in fact, that it sounded more like a whisper, or perhaps the grunt of a week-old puppy. Of course, Sonic made sure to rub his nose a few times with his right index finger after he was done sneezing. He just couldn't bring himself to not rub his nose after a sneeze, no matter what. Otherwise, it felt like something was missing, and even the few people who didn't enjoy seeing him sneeze agreed. Hang on. Just a minute. And even the few people who didn't enjoy seeing him sneeze agreed. Aww. SpongeBob and Tootie's eyes sparkled. SpongeBob could almost feel his irises morphing into light blue hearts as he fawned over how adorable the sneeze had been. They blessed him in unison. Bless you. Sonic gave a sheepish smile as he continued to rub his nose. Thanks. This may sound weird, but it's so cute when you do that, SpongeBob commented. What, when I sneeze, or when I do this after I sneeze? The hedgehog was referring to himself rubbing his nose, of course. Both, SpongeBob and Tootie replied, once more in unison. Sonic could feel his face turning a bit red. As embarrassed as he was, however, he appreciated the attention the two had showered him with. After all, he knew everybody liked to see him sneeze, let alone rub his nose the way he did after he sneezed. We're gonna go back to shopping for Lumpy's birthday presents now. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us, Sonic, Tootie said. Alright, see you guys at the party, said Sonic, finally lowering his hand from his face. If there's anything you need, just call me and I'll be there. Okay, Tootie said with a nod. That won't be a problem. Sorry, SpongeBob said with a bit of a laugh. With that, SpongeBob and Tootie walked away from Sonic and continued on the trip to the mall. On the trip through the mall, sorry. So that's pretty much the end of the excerpt. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about all the mistakes I made. I'm gonna go now. I hope you enjoyed. My phone's getting hot again and I gotta let it cool down. Bye. Stay safe.